Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make a combination lock to protect your valuables. Now, many times you'll have intruders in your house come and steal your stuff, so this kind of setup will stop people from getting into your house without knowing the correct code. Basically how it works is that there are 3 buttons here, and these buttons must be pressed in the correct order in order for the door to open when you press this button. And I just destroyed that button. Don't worry, I have a new one. Anyway, so for this setup here, the code is 132, and then when you press this button, the door will open. Now, if you press in any other code and try to open the door, it won't work. So I'm going to show you how to build one of these so you can help protect your house. Now, to start out, you need to put 2 blocks up, 3 blocks away from each other. So there's a 2-block space in between. This is where each of the buttons will go. So there'll be 1 button on each of these. Now, at the back here, I'm going to set up a couple of RS NOR latches. I don't know if you're familiar with redstone or not, but it's a pretty basic way to use a button to toggle a switch. So, place some redstone torches in here, and then connect each of these buttons to the other torches using redstone. See how that turns off one? So, these RS NOR latches will allow the buttons to toggle a setting. See how these are different? When you press one of the buttons, it'll flip the thing so that this torch is off and the other torch is on. Now, this setup for this kind of combination lock can be modified, so the code can be anything you want. There are 2 basic paths redstone will travel when you hit a button. The first path being through the RS NOR latch, and the second path being up a stair type setup over on the side. I'll show you why this is necessary in a minute. Okay, so set up your stairs on the side of the button. We don't really need that yet. And then those will eventually have redstone going up them as well, just like over there. Now, there's one part that always stays the same no matter how you set this up in any kind of combination, and another part that's different. So I'm going to start out with the part that stays the same, and that is the basic RS NOR latch setup. So, first thing you need to do is make a wire going from this RS NOR latch backwards a ways. We'll modify the length of this wire to fit our needs later. Stick a repeater in here just to make sure the current travels, and that's basically done for now. Eventually this wire will connect over to the button that opens the door. Okay? Now, second thing we need to set up is a way to... that didn't really work. We need to set up a way to bring this current over to the area over here as well. So we'll simply put redstone on this section here. Now, eventually, here, I'll finish this up and then let you know what's happening. Okay, so this connects to here, and we're going to make one long piece here and make a strand of redstone along that stone. Alright, now here we're going to want to put a repeater, because all the different inputs are going to come into this area, and I don't want it to flow backwards into the RS NOR latch. I only want signal to come from the RS NOR latch into this area. Okay, so that will connect to here as well, and we're going to put a repeater right here. And then this here, make sure it's far enough back. You probably don't need it as far back as I have it right now, but it's helpful to have it far back, just in case we need extra room. Okay, so we will bring that up and connect that to the rest of this. stick another repeater here just to make sure the current travels, as well as make sure this redstone's connected. Alright, so that's good. So, then over on this, we have this bar here. On this side of the bar, we're going to put a redstone torch, and this will be turned off if any of the buttons have not been pressed. Okay? So, in order for the redstone torch to turn on, all of the RS NOR latches need to be flipped, so that it's like the buttons have been pressed. So, if we press all the buttons here, then all the inputs have been put in, and this torch will be turned on. In order to reset it, we're going to have to apply a current to the other side of the RS NOR latch, which will flip it back to how it was originally. So, currently, you can just hit all the buttons and the door will open if you use the door opening button. But we don't want that. We want it to have a combination, so that's why we have this thing. Now, what this setup does, basically, is the RS NOR latches, this is going to go on top, and on top, so that the currents don't mix. The RS NOR latches provide a longer thing. It's like a lever being pulled. Provides a constant stream of energy, or redstone energy, whatever you want to call it. Whereas these things on the side will only provide a brief pulse of energy from the buttons. So, in order to make the passcode 3, 2, or we don't want it 3, 2, 1. We'll do 1, 3, 2, like we did over here. So this will be the first one, this will be the second, this will be the third. Okay? So, you start out, and whichever one is your second one, you want that to connect right over here to a setup behind these buttons. What this setup will be is we will have repeaters here, here, and back here, and these will all be connected by redstone. The way this is going to work is that if you press the buttons in order, then all of the different RS NOR latches will flip, but if you press one button out of order, all the buttons that would come after it in that order will be reset to an turned off state. So that might be kind of confusing currently, but you'll get the hang of it soon. Now, we want to connect this piece right here down to the ground. Okay, so I did not want that connected to there, so alright. Connect this, we'll use a repeater so we don't have any backflow of redstone energy. Redstone power, I don't really know. Anyway, and this is going to come this way, or just come back a little more. Okay, and then basically how this one will work is it will only, okay, whatever one you're doing first, put right here a repeater. So if you wanted your middle one first, put a repeater facing away from it on each side, or if you're doing the end one, put a repeater going this way on that side, but we don't want that. Okay? Whichever one you're doing first, surround with repeaters that are facing away from it. So then what this will do, because this is the second one, we only want it to reset this right here. Okay? So, we're also going to put a repeater right here so that it doesn't flow here. We only want the current to flow into here, and what this will do is reset the RS NOR latch so that whenever we hit the button, third button here, it will reset this so that if you typed in the wrong code and had the second button before the third button, this won't turn on this. Okay, so we want redstone to go here, and then a repeater to go right here. Come on. There. Okay, and all that'll do is reset that one switch. Now for this one, going to bring it farther back. Okay, It doesn't need to be that much farther back because we do have plenty of space. If you don't have much space, then this could be more difficult, but it's still very easy to build with little space. And what this one needs to do is reset this one, or the third button and the second button here. So this will come around and we'll have a repeater that goes to here so that it goes through this redstone and resets the second one. And that's why we have this repeater here, is to stop that from showing on the front of the screen, or front of the buttons here, because whenever you press one of these buttons, it shows on this redstone. Okay? So, then we also want it to connect to that right there. So, this will, when you press the far button here, it'll reset both of these because it's connected to them, and that will make it so you can't input the code correctly, or the code won't be correct. I'm going to sleep real quick because I don't have too many items installed. And we're back. Okay. So, now I would recommend going 4 blocks over, 2, 3, 4, and then putting a button over here for the door. Okay? So this is also, well, this doesn't need to be an RS NOR latch. This is just going to be a quick pulse of energy. So what we need to do is hook this up to a inverter, and then hook this up to this part over here. Okay, so this is going to be inverted as well, and both of these currents are going to travel along this cord to here. And what we have here is another inverter, but this will be turned off unless the correct code is typed in over here and the door opening button is pressed over here. So we're going to stick this here and put a wire from here. I can move that over. And that should work out nicely. Now we're going to stick a repeater here just to make sure the signal carries, even though I'm pretty sure it will.